So, we have seen what Ashwapati spoke last time, and he defined fate. Perhaps the blindness of our will is fate. Blindness of our will is fate. In a certain sense, this is a contextual definition of fate. He's speaking something, and in that context, that is how he's speaking. And therefore, you have perhaps. See. He said, and Narad answered not the king. Well, this is a very puzzling kind of statement. I mean, from the point of view of English, it is perfect, absolutely, but it is also some other connotation. In the sense that whatever Ashwapati had to say, he had said. He saw the shadow, he saw the light blazing and all that kind of thing, and he said, singer of ultimate ecstasy, all those things he saw, and then he said, then he said, and Narad answered not. In fact, that should have been just enough. But he says, not the king. See, I mean, politically he has to adjust somehow. Not the king is important because he need not answer to the king. The king knows already. Ashwapati, the yogi, he has already seen, and Narad has recognized that he got the whole thing straight away. So he need not really answer the king. So if at all he has to answer to somebody else. And that is what will follow, the queen. This is what will follow. Not the king. What is it? He said, and Narad answered the queen. I mean, that is what it would mean in the plain language, you see, in the context here, you see. Or maybe perhaps Savitri, you see. But not the king is a very significant phrase from that angle. Because he need not answer him. He has seen it by his vision and all that thing. So there is a question of answer doesn't arise there, you see. It would have become too common, too worldly, you see, for him, you see. And therefore you have got this but. Narad is keeping quiet, therefore but. Now the queen alarmed lifted her voice. She cannot keep quiet now. After seeing all those things there, after seeing the ominous features of what was happening between Narad and Ashwapati and all that, and the way Savitri was speaking and letting, she could not resist. She could not stop. The mother in her came out in a very strong, passionate way. She has to come out as a mother, and therefore she says, but now at the beginning, of course, she says that, well, perhaps there is nothing difficult, nothing. She has not seen the shadow which Ashwapati saw. Ashwapati saw the shadow over the name and it was chased by a stupendous light. She has not seen that. She is a worldly woman, you see that way. She worldly, although of course he says, although the queen of yogi Ashwapati, she is also the wife of a yogi, you see. So she has certain qualities. But here, what has come out most prominently is the human aspect of the mother in a very forceful way, you see. And therefore, but now the queen, alarmed, obviously she is alarmed, lifted her voice. Lifted means she is very strong, persuasive. This cannot be. I will not accept what you are saying, you see. She is kind of challenging it also, you see, lifted her voice. See what beautiful usage of words, perfect, you see. Oh, seer, thy bright arrival has been time to this high moment of a happy life. That is what she will see, obviously. Bright, this high moment of a happy life. Obviously, Savitri was in search of a husband, life partner. She has come back It means she has found one, and therefore it is a happy moment for the whole family. Yes, Savitri has found somebody. Definitely it is a happy moment of life, high moment of happy life. Things will happen now from this onward. But then she also says a very beautiful thing, thy bright arrival. That is a very significant phrase. You have come here. It means that it is so well timed, something is expected to happen, something bright. I expect not something ominous, something fateful, something disastrous, something blemished, but something which will be matching with the happy life which is to begin. And therefore, she is anticipating that happiness in the arrival of Narad, and therefore it is a bright happiness. What a perfect adjective is used, bright. You see, Narad is opposed by himself, a glowing person, a celestial being coming in his shining appearance and all that. But his appearance here is a bright arrival. It is matching with the entire sequence of events. Then let the speech be nine of griefless spirit. Because yours is a happy arrival, I expect something benign. It should be without grief. You are coming from heavenly place, griefless spheres. Confirm this blithe conjunction of two stars and sanction joy with a celestial voice. Sanction joy with a celestial voice. She is asking for the blessings from Narad, the heavenly blessings for the union of Satyavan and Savitri. She is obviously she is asking, and therefore for her it is a happy moment also. You see that he has come, they have come, all that kind of a thing. You see, confirm. Savitri has chosen this one. Maybe this man is living in the forest, in the wilderness. He doesn't have a crown on his head. It doesn't matter. Still, I accept that because it is Savitri's choice. And therefore, it should be light conjunction of two stars. The two stars have come together and let them unite. Sanction. Now, she says sanction. It is not, in fact, even in the power of Narad to sanction. He can tell certain things. It is not in his power. But for her, as a human, he is too great, too high in his station and all that. And therefore, whatever word comes from him is a sanction, may not be his sanction, but he will bring some other heavenly sanction for the blithe conjunction of the two stars. He will bring that thing, you see. That is what the word sanction. Sanction joy with celestial voice. He was singing the song of love to the royal parents for 1 hour before the arrival of Savitri in the palace. And it was the love song he was singing. And therefore, that celestial voice is carrying the sweetness. With that celestial voice, say Tathastu, say, let it be so. I have my blessings for this marriage. That is what she is expecting from Narad. But of course, the story will tell you that he has many other things to tell. In the story of Mahabharata, the original story of Savitri in the Mahabharata, the moment Savitri says that she has found Satyavan as her future husband in the forest, he says at once, Narad, he doesn't go through all these things, Vyasa. He says, Aho Bahat Mahat Papam. It is a great blemished thing. That is what he says immediately. Narad. The moment Savitri tells that she has found Satyavan as a future husband, Aho Bat Mahat Papam, Mahat, big Papam, sinful, blemished, faulty, you see, defective. He says, immediately says Narad. But here is, she is anticipating blithe sanction of joy from Narad's lips, you see. Not that what Vyasa said here, you see. Here, drag not in the peril of our thoughts. Let not our words create the doom they fear. Yes, that is what we are made of. Even the happy moment of life, we think of evil possibilities. Our mind becomes restless sometimes. Will this happen? Will that happen? Will it be an accident? Will it be all kind of silly thoughts come to our mind, you see. And therefore, he says, let not our words create the doom they fear. Normally, this is what happens in our life. Here, drag not the peril. Our thoughts are always, will this happen? Will it be a happy marriage? Will they live together happily? All kind of things keep on happening in our mind. Let them not come into our mind at all. Let not our words create the doom they fear. In other words, normally in our daily life, it is our thought which creates the doom. We invite the evil. We invite the doom. We anticipate this will happen, and that is enough for the doom to walk in. Our anticipation. So we have to be very careful in our thoughts, daily life, you see. Our words create the doom. We have to be very careful about that thing. Why? Always in us think positively. Think in the good sense. Think that whatever is going to happen will be auspicious, noble, elevating, acceptable. Always think that. In fact, that is what happens normally. It is the mental formation which takes a concrete shape and presents itself to us in the form of good or bad or evil or whatever it is. So she says, words create the doom they fear. So in other words, this lady is also a great psychologist. The human psychology she understands very well. The depth of psychology, you see. She is a very mature person. She has lived a rich life, and in the richness of that life, she understands all these things, you see. That it is thought which creates good and bad. Here is no cause for dread, no chance for grief, to raise her luminous head and stare at love. This is the positive thinking. She expected that to happen. To raise her luminous head. No, it cannot happen. Grief will not raise her head. Here is no cause for dread, no chance for grief to raise her. Her. That stands for grief. Grief is feminine. Her woman said, and stare at love. A single spirit in a multitude, happy is such a one mid earthly men, whom Savitri has chosen for her mate. And fortunate the forest hermitage, where living her palace and riches and a throne, my Savitri will dwell and bring in heaven. That is the positive way of thinking, you see. And she says, Satyavan, he is living in the forest, he is an exiled prince. It doesn't matter, but he is happy there. He is happy because my Savitri has chosen him. He has become happy to her because she has chosen him. See. A single spirit in a multitude. Now, this is, of course, a kind of an overstatement also, but still it is justified in the sense that Savitri was moving from place to place for a long, long time. She did not find anybody at all anywhere. So in kings, princes, prince, all of them came forward, but she was not. See, therefore, he is a single spirit in a multitude. She doesn't know the qualities of Satyavan which Savitri had immediately recognized in him. At the very first sight, she knew who Satyavan was. It is not that this queen is able to see her, but in the mature human way, she is saying, yes, he must be a very happy person because my Savitri has chosen him. My Savitri will not do something wrong. She has something in her which will prompt her always to do the right thing. And therefore, he is happy. Happy is such a one mid earthly men whom Savitri had chosen for her maid. And fortunate the forest hermitage. Yes, the whole place is now very beautiful, very happy hermitage. Yes, they are living in the hermitage, not in the palace. It doesn't matter. It is very happy to see him. They are living a palace and riches and a throne. See, that is how she describes in contrast. She is going from the palace to the hermitage. She is going that, you see. She is describing, yet she is happy. She has considered psychologically what Savitri has chosen. A, normally, she would kind of expect something of an equal stature. It is not there. We are living in palace and riches and a throne. My Savitri. Now, this is important. My Savitri will dwell and bring in heaven. Yes, this is what I know of my Savitri. Wherever she will go, there she will bring down heaven. That is what I know of my Savitri. She is, of course, at the same time, very possessive of her daughter. She is possessive of her daughter. My Savitri. Dwell and bring in heaven. Then let thy blessing put the immortals seal on the bright lives unstained felicity, pushing the luminous shadow from their days. Now, she is, of course, seeking blessings from Narad. Sanction in that sense. It is not Narad who is going to sanction it, but his word, yes, all right, go ahead. Savitri has chosen, go ahead. That word itself is a sanction for her, and that is the blessing. That is the blessing. Put this immortal, it will put this seal of the gods themselves, immortal seal, on his bright lives, unstained felicity, pushing the luminous shadow, pushing the luminous shadow. Now, of course, the queen has not seen the shadow. Ashwapati saw the shadow. She has not seen the shadow. But she is speaking of the shadow. And she says in the next sentence, too heavy falls a shadow on man's heart. Now, this shadow, she is speaking now in the context of this line. She has not seen this shadow herself as her husband has seen. But she knows that in the world, even if there are very good things happening, everything is moving smoothly and all that, still some disasters happen. Some unfortunate things do occur, and therefore heavy falls a shadow. That is the way in which the life is here around. We live that kind of life. So in that sense, it is possible that there is an ominous shadow in the way of their coming together. So it is this sentence which rather tells you what that ominous shadow is. It is not her vision, but it is out of her life experience that she is saying, or the ominous shadow is here. It dares not be too happy upon earth. Well, this is what happens here. See, you cannot be too happy. Suddenly some disaster happens, some miserable calamity happens, and then all is gone. You see. It dreads the blow, dogging two vivid joys. A lash unseen in fate's extended hand. My God. So there is a lash, the fate has extended his hand, you're going to whip it to see. A lash unseen in fate's extended hand. The danger lurking in fortune's proud extreme, and RNA in life's indulgent smile, and trembles at the laughter of the gods. Danger lurking in fortune's proud extremes. Well, we live happily, merrily. We are totally ignorant, totally unconscious of what is going to happen next moment. And therefore, in our indulgent smile, there is the irony of life. We enjoy parties, we enjoy company, we enjoy life, all the occasions and all that thing. We indulge in that, but behind that, there is the irony of life also. It will bring something unfortunate, and therefore, and trembles at the laughter of the gods. Laughter of the gods. Life trembles at the laughter of the gods because of that, you see. And laughter of the gods, that is a Homeric phrase. Homer uses that phrase in the Iliad. Right in the beginning, when there is the assembly of the gods, and then they are having a good party or whatever you want to call it, then comes Hephaestus limping with his one foot. He is a lame man, lame god, Hephaestus. He is a lame god. And then all the gods start laughing. This lame fellow has come, as like that, you see. So this laughter of the gods is actually the echo of that phrase. There is something lame also in life here, and the gods laugh at that, you see. And irony in life, indulgent smile, and tremble to the laughter of the god. Normally, the Indian gods don't laugh. No, no. Yeah, they don't have company like that. They don't have parties like that, you see. Yeah, but then there may be humorous, but not as all the gods coming together in assembly and then talking and exchanging pleasantries and all that. No, it happens in the Greek drama only, Greek epic. You see, laughter the god on the Olympian heights, all the gods assemble together, and then they have a merry party. You see, yeah. And trembles at the laughter of the god. Or, well, this is what happened. If it is not so, or if crouches unseen a panther too. If crouches, well, there can be all good things, etc. She has described here. Let's not drag grief in our conversation. And then she also says, yeah. So, or if crouch is unseen, a panther do. Now, obviously, in the jungle, in the forest, you are going to the forest, and suddenly, from behind or from the side, a tiger will jump upon you and crouch upon you. See, that is the simile which is describing here. Now, if do is feminine, then actually this is a pantheress. See, if doom is feminine, as we've seen earlier, then it is unseen a pantheress doom. But pantheress doom will not do. Pantheress is indicative of the quality here now, not the creature, not the animal. See, who is hiding behind the scene. See. If wings of evil brood above that house, wings of evil. Now, panther doom is all right. That is typically Indian. In the tropical forest, it happens like that. But wings of evil, this is more Christian. Evil angels, and they are putting over it. We don't have those things in India. Wings of evil, in that sense. See, of course, the Christian theology has evil creatures, evil beings, winged beings. In Greek mythology, Most of these horrible creatures are with wings. You see. Medusa, all of them. You see. You know, if wings of evil brood about that house, then also speak. She is prepared to accept both. She is saying why Narad is hesitant. Yes, your arrival is bright, you are not able to speak. Perhaps there is something which is not very pleasant, and therefore you are holding back your word. Then also speak, that we may turn aside and rescue our lives from the hazard of wayside doom. That is the pragmatic approach she is taking. She is a very practical lady in that sense. She has seen life in various phases, good, bad, all that kind of a thing. Then also speak that we may turn aside and rescue our lives. A very practical way of looking at things, you see, very pragmatic also. In other words, if there is something evil, is something unpleasant, let us know that thing so that we can avoid that path and go on the safer way. We may rescue our life from that. If somebody is telling me, don't go this way, there is a panther sitting there at the corner there. If I am warned like that, I will go this way then, you see. See. We may turn aside and rescue our lives from hazard of wayside doom and chance entanglement of an alien fate. Yeah, Savitri has met by accident, by fate, by ill fate, or whatever it is, this boy. So perhaps it is wiser to avoid that thing. It is possible. That thing is still in our hands. Tomorrow it will be too late. Today we have got that opportunity to accept or to reject from that. So, and rescue our lives from hazard of wayside doom and chance entanglement of an alien fate. For her, of course, now the fate is alien, which is not acceptable. But Narad is there, he has come to tell something. So, she is pleading him to speak out. Whether it is good or bad, let us know. If it is good, it's all hallelujah, no problem at all. Joy, you see. If it is not good, if it is evil, we will prepare ourselves to find some other way. If it is not good, we'll prepare ourselves with that. So she is keeping both the options open here. She has reconciled herself. And Narad slowly answered the queen. Slowly answered to the queen. So therefore now you can see to the queen now. Earlier he answered not the king. Earlier it was answered not the king. He is answering now to the queen. And of course slowly, psychologically, he is preparing her to accept what he is going to tell. Suddenly he is not blurting out what is going to happen tomorrow. So he is psychologically preparing her. He is kind of taking her into a sort of inner confidence. Look, this is what is going to happen, and you be prepared for that. Therefore, slowly, each word, I mean, really, when you read Savitri, you see the psychological elements of every human aspect present here. It is a very rich book for a student of psychology. For a student of psychology, really you can see how the human nature is there and psychological states there. Slowly, in fact, somebody should write a book on psychology through Savitri, you see. You see, what do you say? Yeah. And Nara slowly answered to the queen, and then of course he says, what help is in prevision to the driven? Yes, you are saying this thing, that thing, all right, but what is the use of all that? You are not in a position, you are not capable of accepting or preparing yourself to what will be told to you. What will be told to you. Now here there are two important adjectives. Prevision means what Narad is going to tell is something of an unfortunate kind which is going to happen. That is what the word prevision means. He is going to tell something in advance of what is going to happen here. And then to the driven, one who is driven by fate, by circumstance, by the forces of life, by the daily events of things and all that. What is the use of telling me that tomorrow this is going to happen? It is of no use at all. It is a very true statement. If I am constantly governed by the circumstances here around, and if somebody comes and tells me, look, don't go like this is a bad thing, it will happen like that, I will not accept that thing at all. Because psychologically, mentally, in my being, I am not prepared for that kind of an eventuality at all. So he says, sorry, it is of no use at all. Even if I foretell you those things, you are not going to accept it because you are driven by the forces of nature. Now, this is of course the immediate sense of it, but in the other context, it means that yes, it is a help. What helps? He is asking here. But yes, it is a help if the prevision is given to one who is not driven by life. Who is not driven by life or the circumstances. To him, I can give that vision, that knowledge in advance, and that will be really helpful to him. It is definitely of a help then, if you are not driven by that thing. In other words, he is saying that as far as Savitri's mother is concerned, she will be governed by this. There is no point in giving prevision to her because she is driven by the forces of life. Savitri's mother. It is not true for Savitri. It is necessary that Savitri be given the knowledge in advance because she is not driven by the forces of life. He is indirectly bringing out the greatness of Savitri. By saying prevision to the driven, Savitri is not driven, and therefore it is necessary for him to give that knowledge to her of what is going to happen to her. It's a very rich psychology, you see. Saved doors cry, opening near, the doomed pass on. So normally this is what happens, you see. We think that is saved and we are doomed, we just pass through them, you see, mechanically, because we have no idea at all. In fact, we have here, saved doors cry, opening near, the doomed pass on. A future knowledge is an added pain. That is very true. It is very true for them who are driven. It is an added pain. I mean, somebody comes and tells me, look, tomorrow something very bad is going to happen tomorrow to you, like that, then you will be totally disturbed. You will not be able to see what to do in that kind of. So, future knowledge and added pain, you are already suffering in this life and you are going to add something like that, you see. A torturing burden and a fruitless light on the enormous chain that fate has built. So don't give that. What is the use of giving that future knowledge? It is an added pain to a common man, to the one who is driven by the circumstances. You see. And he says, see, and this is a very beautiful thing, torturing burden and a fruitless light. Fruitless light. You see what a phrase, you see, as if light carries fruit. You see. on the enormous scene that fate has built. So that is how Narada is slowly preparing her, you see. The eternal poet, universal mind, has paged each line of his imperial act. Eternal poet, universal mind, has paged each line of his imperial act. Invisible, the giant acts straight, and man lives like some secret player's mask. Well, now he's describing the Shakespearean stage drama. You see, now who is the dramatist who has scripted this drama? The dramatist, the writer, the author of this drama is the universal mind. It is mind who has created this drama. It is a play of mind. He is the eternal poet. He has created this drama. He has set the stage for action, has paced each line of his imperial act. Yes, that is how it will happen. How it will happen. Means we are totally governed by this dramatist presentation, mind. Invisible, the giant actor straight. So all our great things of life, they are now strutting like actors on the stage, and man lives like some secret player's mask. So we have simply assumed a persona. We are not ourselves truth there. And that is how we are moving on the action. Has paced each line of his imperial act, each line of his poetry, of his drama. What is saying? Invisible, the giant acts straight, and man lives like some secret player's mask. So Narada is very poetic also, you see. He has given a perfect simile here. He knows not even what his lips shall speak. This is what man is. That is what the driven being is. He knows not what is going to speak, utter a word. Whatever he is speaking mechanically. He does not know what he is speaking also. In other words, we can say that what the queen was speaking all along, she does not know what she was speaking. It amounts to that. She is not aware of what she was speaking at all, you see. She has said very great, beautiful things and all that thing, but she does not really understand the real impact, the implications of those things at all, you see. Not even what his lips shall speak, for a mysterious power compels his steps. And life is stronger than his trembling soul. Now, this is of course for man as a universal being. He knows not, man knows not what his lips shall speak. And his trembling soul does not recognize that it is life which is governing him. The soul which is not yet fully confident of its own against the forces of nature. That is what she is saying. He knows not even what his lips shall speak, for a mysterious power compels his steps, and life is stronger than his trembling soul. None can refuse what a stark force demands. The force, that power, that mysterious power, that is the force. She demands something of him, and nobody can refuse that. Her eyes are fixed upon her mighty aim. Whatever she does it with a certain purpose, with an objective in her mind, with an intention behind the whole thing. That is the star force. She does not bother about you are weeping and crying and laughing and jumping and all that thing. They're all immaterial to her. She will do whatever has got to be done. Now, this for a mysterious power compels steps. So, in other words, this applies directly also to Savitri. Savitri has chosen this person as her husband. And therefore, a mysterious power has compelled her steps that she must meet him, she must choose him. That mysterious power has really compelled her in that sense. And therefore, even if Savitri is hesitant in her soul, which is not true here, life force in her will assert itself and get things done the way it should be got done. No cry or prayer can turn her from her path. Her here grammatically would mean this dark force. Yeah, I mean grammatically here I'm saying grammatically. It would mean the mysterious power, this dark force. For a mysterious power compels his steps. A star force demands. No cry or prayer can turn her from her path. Now, in fact, both these hers would mean that what the star force had decided, there is no power which can turn away that star force from it. But obviously, in the context of the next line, it becomes more explicit. She has leaped an arrow from the bow of God. Now, her grammatically would definitely stand for force, which would mean also that she is also standing for that star force. She has leapt the arrow. The force has shot the arrow. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it, you see. He has taken the decision about that force. It must happen that way. And therefore, no cry or etc. can turn it away from them. But obviously, psychologically or in the context of the storyline, you could say that this applies to Savitri. No cry or prayer can turn her from her path. Savitri has chosen, you may cry, you may weep, you may say this thing, you may say that, all kind of a thing. You are a mother, you are bound to say all that thing. But Savitri is not going to change her course. Her path is fixed. She has lived. Savitri is that force which has jumped out into the field. She has leaped an arrow from the bow of God. That is what Narad is telling her, slowly preparing her. His words were theirs who live unforced to grieve. Unforced to grieve. For the immortals. For people like Savitri. Not for people like the queen. Unforced to grieve. Nobody can force her to make life a grief. And held by calm the swaying wheels of life and the long restlessness of transient pain and the trouble and passion of the unquiet world. So this is what man is. In one sentence describing unforced to grieve. In contrast to that, calm the swaying wheels of life, the long restlessness of transient things. Things come and go, anitya. They keep on changing constantly. And the trouble and passion of the unquiet world. It is for them his speech was meant. It was not meant for the queen. Savitri is not forced to grieve. As though her own bosom were pierced, the mother saw the ancient human sentence strike her child. Her sweetening that deserved another fate, only a larger measure given of tears. In the words of Narad, she is now seeing grief waiting for Savitri. As though her own bosom were pierced. Obviously, she is so dear to her, my Savitri, which mother will accept a calamity for her daughter? And therefore her bosom is pierced. It is torn to bits. As though her own bosom were pierced, the mother saw the ancient human sentence. That is the fate of man through the ages. It happens, it has been happening, it had happened also earlier through the ages. Ancient human sentence. Yes, life will be full of grief, full of misfortune. You are enjoying, but then there is a deeper grief also in life. That is a human sentence. Ancient, timeless. It has been there right from the beginning of the whole process, from the beginning of evolution itself. The ancient human sentence, strife. Savitri's mother didn't expect that that ancient sentence will also strike her daughter. She thought that her daughter was somebody exceptional. She is fully protected from every evil. But now that evil is going to strike even her. She was not expecting that thing at all, you see. The ancient human sentence, strike her child, her sweetness that deserved another fate. She is really sweet, so charming, and all that kind of a thing. And she never expected that the fate will be so cruel to her, her sweetness that deserved another fate, only a larger measure given of tears, aspiring to the nature of the gods. That is what Savitri is, human Savitri, aspiring to the nature of the gods. A mind proof armored, made in mighty thoughts. She is fully protected. She has got the sheath around her, proof armored. A mind proof armored. So her mind itself is fully protected. There is a kind of a bulletproof sheath around the mind, and therefore no evil thoughts can enter into it. They cannot pierce into it. You see, aspiring to the nature of the gods. You see, that is why she is like that. No evil, because that itself becomes a calamity. If the evil can enter, it will enter. But Savitri's mind is fully proof armored, made in mighty thought, a will entire caution behind wisdom's shield. So see the whole description here is now of the armor and shield. You see, mind proof armor, will wearing the wisdom's shield. Her mind is like that, her will is wearing the shield of wisdom. So she is wise, she understands everything, and therefore, even if there is a calamitous thing, she knows how to take care of that. A will, entire caution behind wisdom's shield. Though to still heavens of knowledge she had risen, though calm and wise and Ashwapati's queen. I'm sorry, this is for Savitri's mother. Though to still heavens of knowledge she had risen, though calm and wise and Ashwapati's queen, human was she still and opened doors of grief. She is fully protected. Her will is also, this is for Savitri's mother, not Savitri. Mind proof armored, that is the quality of Savitri's mother. Pardon me? It's for the queen. No, no, it's for the queen. Yeah, 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 I made a mistake there. Aspiring, because she is aspiring to the nature of the gods. Because, because she is the queen of Ashwapati, the yogi. So she has a share in that. Yeah, queen. Yeah. Though calm and wise and Ashwapati's queen, she is proof armored. Her will is guarded by the wisdom's shield. Though still to still heavens of knowledge, this is a very great qualification for Savitri's mother. She has risen to still heavens of knowledge. And all that thing is simply summarized in one single phrase. Ashwapati is queen. Yeah, it's a great quality.
Why doesn't he say human is?
Pardon?
Why does Shobhana not say human is?
Human still is.
Why does she?
Human was still, yeah. In fact, open the doors to grief, although she is aspiring.
No, but he's using past tense.
Yeah, now she says human, yeah, this is one now.
Because she is.
She is human still.
Yeah, but he's using the past tense, not the present here.
She is human.
But he says was.
No, so human was, I mean, that is the way of saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I would have said
Grammatically,
she is
this is
still human.
no, she is still, it means, yeah. Aspiring to the nature of the gods.
Indirect speech.
Yes, yeah. And this is a description of her, you see, of the queen. Yeah. Human was she still and opened her doors to grief. She could not. After all, she is a human mother. She is a human mother, you see. She is a human mother. Therefore, she is going to get affected by the fate of her daughter. Which mother will like her daughter to become a widow 1 year after the marriage? Impossible to imagine that. No mother will like her daughter to become a widow 1 year after the marriage. Impossible. If she is told like that, naturally she will weep, cry, make all kind of noises, tantrums, whatnot, you see. All that thing, you see, is bound to happen. Human was still and opened the doors of. Now, in fact, this is the beauty of the story. As I told you last time, in the original story of Mahabharata, the queen is not present at all. Anyway, the discussion is entirely between Ashwapati and Narad. They are exchanging all kind of details, you see. The queen is not present there at all, you see. In the earlier draft of Shevanu Savitri, prior to 1927, queen was not present. He introduced the extra character in the story of Savitri in that particular draft. Now, all these descriptions which are here would never apply to an accomplished yogi like Ashwapati. It would be very incompatible. It would be incongruent. I mean, you are talking of Ashwapati having reached the transcendental and all that thing, and suddenly he is weeping, crying, you see. That will be very disastrous, this kind of a thing, you see. So he introduced this extra character in the story to develop this aspect of relationship, of psychology, of nature, of human nature. And it's very clear here. Therefore, he says, at the same time, he says, while an Ashwapati is queen, he has qualified her greatness also. Still, she is human. This double element cannot be present in the case of Ashwapati alone. So the character was split in that sense.
When did Shobhana write this?
Yes.
When in which year? 26 or 28?
27, I think.
27.
Yeah,
He was
1927.
also still human then.
Around 90%, about that time.
Or did he reach Supermind already? Yes.
No. Superman he had attained long
Long
ago.
ago, huh? So he was not human.
He was not human, but from point of the development of the story.
Yeah. That's why he can say human was she.
Yeah, that's why human was
Because
she.
he was
Exactly.
already
Yeah.
past that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
Sri
therefore,
Aurobindo would not agree. If this happened to him, Sri Aurobindo would not agree. He's unbelieving.
yeah, for him there is no question of grief, no. Because he has already seen the shadow is there and that stupendous light is there. All that is there is. Now, the only point which one could ponder about is, for the sake of argument, Narad does not come. Savitri comes back to the palace and she tells her parents, look, I have chosen Satyavan for my husband. Would in that case Ashwapati seen the shadow or not? He would have seen. He would have seen, definitely. He would have definitely seen the shadow. But he would not perhaps know all the details. He has seen some kind of peculiar situation. Shadow is there and light is chasing and that sort of. But the details of that thing he might not have known. So even in the absence of Nara's arrival, Nara's coming, Ashwapati would have definitely felt, look, there is something there. And then still he would have said, all right, you have decided, go ahead. We'll fix up your marriage with him. Because he saw the shadow being chased by light also. The stony-eyed injustice she accused of the marble godhead of inflexible law. Naturally, this is what a human soul will do. She will accuse inflexible law, the law of this inconscient world. She will accuse him. Later on, Savitri's mother is going to say, is going to ask Narad, it is your God who has created this miserable world. What kind of God is it? What kind of God is it? She's going to ask him tomorrow, you see. Or the marvel godhead of inflexible law, nor sought the strength extreme adversity bring. Now this is pure psychology. You see what elevated psychology Shivan is depicting here. Yes, calamity is there. I know that calamity is there, but then can I muster strength to meet the calamity? Savitri's mother will she be in a position to muster strength to meet the calamity? Do we have that capacity that extreme adversity will give us strength? You know that these circumstances are going to be adverse. A heroic soul, a well-developed soul will immediately say, yes, let me accept that adversity, that situation of adverseness and meet the challenge. Means I will muster strength in that case. Savitri's mother could have done that according to the poet here. She did not. She did not. Nor sought the strength extreme adversity brings to lives that stand erect and front the world power. Her heart appealed against the impartial judge. So she is going to accuse the judge. The judge is impartial, but she is not going to accept that judgment because it is not in her favor. So therefore she will say, this judge is corrupt. He has taken bribery or whatever it is, you see, and he given a wrong statement, you see. Wrong statement, you see. Her heart appealed against the impartial judge, taxed with perversity, the impersonal one. Now, naturally, she is going to say, what kind of this creation is there? That great God you are seeing, merciful God and whatnot, and He is creating such situations here, such anguish, some difficulties, such calamities in our life. She is going to accuse Him that thing. So her heart appealed against the impartial judge, taxed with perversity. So she says He is a perverse God. He is what He creates calamities. It means that there is perversity in Him. perversity, the impersonal one, who is not bothered about this one, is absolute kind of detached from everything, that one. He is not influenced by this or by that. He is going to take the proper judgment in every respect. But she is accusing now, you had done that. What kind of person you are? Her tranquil spirit she called not to her aid. Tranquil spirit, because now she has become very emotional, very passionate, and therefore the tranquility is lost. Tranquil spirit, normally she is a tranquil person because she is calm and wise and Ashwapati's queen. She is calm and wise and Ashwapati. She did not call back that tranquility at this moment of truth, at this moment of difficulty, of adversity. She does not summon that tranquility, although she is Ashwapati's queen. Her tranquil spirit she called not to her aid. But as a common man beneath his load grows faint and breathes his pain in ignorant words, so now she arrayed words impassive will. So through her words, she is going to express the sentiments of the human creature. Arrayed words impassive will. She is going to speak on behalf of every one of us. And she is asking now Narad, what stealthy doom has crept across her path? Panther doom, she was saying. Now, what is the doom? Let me know at least that thing. Emerging from the dark for a sullen heart, what evil thing stood smiling by the way, and woe the beauty of the Salva boy. She is now pinpointing everything. Yes, this boy, she is coming like an enemy to her. There is, in fact, basically some evil which has taken the shape, the form of the Shalva boy. What evil thing stood smiling by the way and wore the beauty? So Savitri was attracted by that beauty. She was enamored by it. And she has kind of fallen into the trap of this evil thing. Evil thing took the shape of Satyavan, and Savitri was attracted by him, and she has succumbed to it. What means? And woe the beauty of the Shalva. So she's asking, yes, let us know what is that thing. Perhaps he came an enemy from her past. So now she is going to put forward all kind of arguments, you see. The whole human psychology, the Indian psychology of punya, pap, karma particularly, everything is now getting their expression here, you see. He came an enemy from her past, and with the hidden force of ancient wrongs. Again, you see, ancient human sentence, ancient wrong. Maybe some birth long ago, in some previous birth, something must have happened to him because of Savitri, and he is now coming here to take full revenge. It is because of you, Savitri, that I have suffered like this. And now he has taken that birth and he wants to avenge it. Ancient wrong. Huh? Yeah. That's right, karma. Yeah. Himself unknowing, of course, the poor body does not know, but it is that past which has taken that shape and presenting itself to him. Himself unknowing and sees her unknown. So this is the argument now she is going to make. Obviously, she is now really becoming very passionate, and she has the knowledge of everything, you see. Here, dreadfully entangled, love and hate meet us, blind wanderers with the perils of time. Perils of time. Yes, love is there, but that past hate is also there. They are coming together and they are taking, this full play is now in action here. Our days are links of a disastrous chain. Yeah.
But,
So,
can I ask something? I mean, actually, Lara does not reveal too much. How,
no,
how can she make up all this?
this is she speaking.
Yeah, but when you read back what
He has not yet revealed.
What Marat actually is saying, he doesn't say all this.
No, he doesn't
How
say
can
that.
she make it up of
No,
those small, hints he is giving her?
but that is enough for her. She is sensitive enough to catch the hint. She is perceptive.
He's not giving.
She says of shadow also. She says that he says what the idea in giving the prevision to the one who is driven by the forces.
But he doesn't give her all
No,
this.
what you are saying is true in the sense that he has not elaborated in that sense. He need not, he should not. Those sufficient hints are there, and she is a perceptive person to catch those hints.
So now she makes up her own story.
No, not make her. She has felt, she has sensed.
Yeah, but
She has sensed everything.
she doesn't know what's really
No,
happening.
that's all. Therefore, she is asking.
She knows that it is not a clean yes,
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's
this
right.
is
Yeah,
power
not
and
actually
beauty.
going to happen. All this, she's making up the worst of the worst things.
She knows that something is wrong now happening.
Yeah. That's
She has understood that. Now, she wants to know exactly what is that wrong. She is driving the whole argument towards that. I would like to know what exactly is the problem with this boy.
Yeah, I would want to. That's true.
Yeah, of course. And therefore, she's putting all kind of arguments against that boy.
She represents an ignorant nature.
She's not an ignorant person that way. She is sensitive. She is Ashwapati's queen. Yeah, all those things are there. She is very wise. She is very pragmatic, very practical lady, and her human mother's nature is very strong there. My daughter, she is not going to suffer like that. I will accept her condition in a forest, but more than that, I am not willing to accept. She will leave the palace and all that thing. Okay. I will accept that thing. That itself is a calamity for me to accept. But still, I am willing to accept it. But not anything more than that.
It becomes blacker than black. Our days are linked of disastrous
Yeah,
chain.
she
You
makes
go
it,
straight
she
to
really
hell.
pulls it down.
Yeah.
It could have been a small thing also. It could have been, I mean, she doesn't know
Well,
what.
there is a hint here. She opened her heart to breathe.
No, but that now it says.
Opened her doors to breathe. Now
Yes.
breathe is pouring in.
No,
No, but Nara doesn't give her the reason. He says very little if you
She
look
cannot
at it.
accept.
That's enough.
She cannot accept.
She's not he has not given a.
He did not. But that was enough. See, this is enough. See, this is enough now. None can refuse what the star force demands.
Nara doesn't say that there's a light and
He did not. He says, none can refuse the star force demands.
That is another answer after. But she is.
but she sees only the black now. She doesn't see that there is. But Ashwapati has
She is now going to demand, please let me know what is the problem there.
But Ashwapati saw the light. She is not referring.
In fact, this sentence is a very strong sentence at all. She has leaped an arrow from the bow of God. He has already assured her also.
It's not.
But why would an
But
arrow be
she-
shot unless there is a problem?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't shoot an arrow on a flower.
Yeah.
So what's that use that arrow is going to?
Where's the arrow going?
Yeah. Why is there an arrow? She should ask.
She is, therefore he says, slowly he revealed. Slowly. the story tension is being built up, you see.
He is a master.
She speaks as a human being, limited
Exactly.
human being.
And
Human
she says that
she represents humanity, ordinary humanity.
yeah, the full human nature.
And And
Yeah,
what
like-
is this? What is
Yeah,
this?
why does it happen? Why is
Full
it
human
happen?
nature. See, basically it happens very often. It happens very often like that. See, I mean, if somebody is already disturbed, and even if you utter a one or two words, the disturbed person, will make it large in every direction. In every direction, it happens like that. Yes, yeah, yeah. It happens, you see. Even in our ordinary life, also, you see. You may say
So
something.
she has the vision and it's not personal and her daughter.
Yeah.
It's not personal. Otherwise she has the vision. But then the vision,
That when it
falls down.
touches
when it touches her personally,
personally,
it is
the
a
vision is
vision.
becoming
The
narrow.
vision is becoming very
She says, my Savitri, I mean, she is so much attached also, you see. So she is not going to accept anything at all. She is not calling her spirit, tranquil spirit, to her aid. Yeah. For her, it's a real situation.
it's a real, exactly.
For her, it's a real situation. And the full play of her psychology is coming forward.
She's really powerful.
Very powerfully
Really
done.
powerful.
Yeah.
Complaining.
Yeah.
This is what is
The
this?
whole sentence
This is
of
powerful. So powerful.
In fact, she is so practical also. Perhaps she came an enemy from her past.
Yeah. What is it?
Perhaps, you see. Yeah. Armed with the hidden force of ancient wrong, they must have quarreled, something must have happened long, long ago, and now he's there to take full revenge of this lady.
She's afraid that Savitri, like something may happen to Savitri. She's afraid that maybe it's.
No, this is, Savitri has already seen. Savitri, from her depths of the soul, she has seen everything. And in fact, this is what she's going to say also. You are shouting, crying, and all that thing, I'm not going to change my mind. She will say eventually that. Actually, let me put it this way. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll see that thing. Yeah. Perhaps, perhaps he came an enemy from her past, and with the hidden force of ancient wrongs. All the past karmas which were there accumulated, he is now here. In fact, you must have seen the story of Shebandu, no? He has talked of, this is a very beautiful story. Some 10 lives before they were quarreling and all that thing, and in the present life, the whole scene was enacted here. It is a story, you have seen the story, no? Yeah.
10 lives
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
It's true, it does happen.
Yes, yes. Here, dreadfully entangled love and hate meet us, blind wanderers, meet the perils of time. Our days are links of a disastrous chain. Necessity avenges casual steps. It must happen that way, you see. You think that you have met accidentally, but by some kind of a necessity, it has to happen that way. All creatives come back unrecognized. So all cruelty, this is what she says, you see, come back unrecognized. The gods make use of our forgotten deeds. So this summarizes. I mean, you are marionettes in their hands, puppets in their hands. Yeah, you cannot but do that. You see. Now she says here, this is a very powerful thing. And woe the beauty of the Shalva boy. This is what Savitri's mother is seeing. But, and then the gods make use of our forgotten deeds. Now, this is the human picture of things. But the poet has told us earlier, in fact, that is the reference I was seeing, 102.24. See, Savitri is going from place to place. That early morning when Satyavan and Savitri are going to meet, it is that event. She might have passed by on chance ignorant roads. She's going from place to place constantly. Should I just walked away also here, missing the call of heaven, losing life's aim? She might have gone away, but the God touched in time They got touched in time, her conscious soul got touched in time. And here, God's make use of our forgotten deeds. See. So now you see the contrast between Savitri would have just gone away, Satyavan would have gone like that. They have seen a glance each other, but nothing would have happened perhaps. But there was somebody else, God, he touched in time that they must look into each other. And the deed was done. Same way, God's make use of our forgotten deeds. In other contrast now. So the human way of looking at this thing is God's make use of our forgotten deeds. And there, God touched in time, the benevolent God, the God of love, yet all in vain the bitter law was made. What for? This creation. If it is so. Yet all in vain the bitter law was made. Our minds are the justicers of doom. It is our mind which passes judgments. Justicer, that is the judge. It is our mind which passes judgments on things. Yet all in vain the bitter law was made. Our minds are the justicers of doom. For nothing have we learned, but still repeat our stark misuse of self and other self, and fallen from the ethereal element, love darkens the spirit of neither cause. This is quite natural for her to say. What still do you do? She is asking. And therefore, in that contrast, in that context, she is making again sort of elaborating her argument. Our own minds justify means Savitri has seen something, whatever it may be, she doesn't know anything. She is now with her mind justifying, yes, this is the only person I am going to marry with. Nobody else. You are justifying that thing, you see. Same thing also for everybody, you see. Our own mind, for nothing have we learned, but still repeat our stark misuse of self and other self, and fallen from his ethereal element. Love darkens the spirit of neither gods. Love itself takes the spirit of the lower gods, lust, passion, or whatever you want to call it, and then you fall into that trap. The dreadful angel.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Because Sharmila speaks about higher gods and lesser gods. Also. Lesser gods.
and another.
Actually, the gods are present on every plane. You see, on every plane. You see, most of the gods people worship are near are vital gods. You see, vital gods. Even the brightest gods of the Greek are overmind gods. They're all overmind gods.
The vital gods are also gods.
No, but I mean even the highest gods,
But the vital gods, they are Azurit.
they do it. They cause dieback also.
They are Azurit.
They demand something from you all the while. Yeah.
These are the Azuras.
They're there. Yeah.
Why does he call them gods?
Well, I mean they're there.
But they're not gods.
They're gods. Yes,
They are Azuras.
there are gods. Huh?
Azuras are not gods.
No. The gods are present on every plane, the vital.
But Azuras are low. They are low on the vital gods.
No, see, the vital itself has ranges, no. So on every plane, that aspect is there, always demanding, you see. And many times we don't know to which real God we are praying. We don't know. We don't know that many times. I mean, we think that we get something, but it is more disastrous. Very often, you see. Now, what I was saying was, I mean, in the case of the Greek gods, I will say their maximum station is the overmind gods. They are overmental gods, not the supramental gods. The Greek gods are basically the overmind gods. Overmind gods. You can say perhaps equivalent to the Puranic gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and like that, Puranic gods. on that plane, overmind gods, you see. Therefore, these gods are also subject to fate, anarchy. As I said this last time, the Greek gods are subject to fate. She says, no, exempt from fate. Only those who are above the overmind, they are exempt from fate, not otherwise. The dreadful angel, angry with his joy, is woundingly sweet. He cannot yet forgo. He is pitiless to the soul, his gaze disarmed. He visits with his own pangs, his quivering prey, forcing us to cling enema to his grip, as if in love with our own agony. See, this is the lust of vital, basically. The lust of vital. Even in the best situation of human love, it is 99% the vital love. And that love is not real love at all, pure love. You are eating into each other's vitals. They are basically eating into each other's vitals. It's not pure love at all, you see, basically. And therefore, as if in love with our own agony. Now, this is again a great psychological statement, you see. This is one poignant misery in the world, and grief has other lassos for our life. Means this love, Savitri has fallen in love, etc. This is one misery, but there are many other miseries also. And grief has other lassos for our life. Our sympathies become our torturers. Now this becomes a universal statement also, you see. Yeah, it is true, you see. We don't know. We think that he is a poor man, let me give some alms. But I think we are torturing him also. You see. He is like yeah. I mean, give him help, but in another manner by which he himself can build up something. He can come out of his own thing. By giving charity, you don't. Then forget about him. Then just forget about it. Yeah. Yeah. Strength have I, my own punishment to bear. She says now she's a brave. Yes, yes, if I am going to be attacked, I will bear the strength, knowing it just. But on this earth, perplexed, smitten in the sorrow of scared and helpless thing, often it fains to meet other suffering eyes. I cannot bear the suffering of others. My own suffering I am able to bear. That is weakness, human weakness, you see. That is human weakness. I may be able to bear my own suffering, but somebody is suffering, that I will not be able to bear. That is weakness. We are not as the gods who know not grief. She is very confident. She is Ashwapati's queen. She is talking of gods who know not grief. See, and look impassive on a suffering world. Now, it could be on the basis of this one. The world is miserable, is suffering, there is pain, there is anguish, and all kinds of things are there. And gods are indifferent to that. In other words, they are not touched by grief. They know not grief. They know not grief. Calm, they gaze down on the little human scene and the short-lived passion crossing mortal hearts. Now again she says, an ancient tale of woe. Yes, this has been the story of mankind. Ancient tale of woe. This is the story of mankind. Since the beginning of mankind. She said earlier, the ancient human woe. Human. Now she is talking about ancient woe. And keep the ache of breast that breathe no more. Yes, those who have parted away, who are dead, their pain and agony also we bear in our soul. We are shaken with the sight of human pain and share the miseries that others bear. Ours not the passionless lids that cannot age. Ours not the passionless lids that refers to gods. The gods don't have passion, and therefore they are the people who do not age. They are immortal, but we are human. And therefore, if another human being is suffering, we feel sorry for that. We have pity, weakness for him. But of course, that is a wrong pity. Too hard for us is heaven's indifference. She cannot bear. My daughter is going to suffer, and heaven is keeping quiet. That is the whole thrust of the argument. Our own tragedies are not enough for us. All pathos and all sufferings we make ours. We embrace the entire humankind and try to share this. That is a wrong thing to do. But we have sorrow for a greatness passed away and feel the touch of tears in mortal things. Touch of tears in mortal things. Everywhere in the mortal, that grief is there, that sorrow is there, we feel it. We identify ourselves with other mortals and recognize, but that is a weakness. Basically, that is weakness. Now, she is of course making this point, she is driving the point with a certain specific purpose, you see. If I am going to feel the suffering of every human being in the world, then what about my daughter? You think that I will not feel the suffering? She is going to say that basically. Will I not feel the suffering? Now this line, and feel the touch of tears in mortal things. This is a direct description of a line from Virgil. Virgil, in it. Virgil, in it. Touch of tears in mortal things. The original line is like this. The Latin line. Sunt lacrimae rerum e mentem mortalia tanguent. I don't know what what is there. Now this particular line, hello, this particular line sunt lacrimae rerum e mentem mortalia. The mortal tear, you see, mortal tear things, mortal tanguent. Now, what this particular line, Shivananda has praised very highly. The Virgil's line. He says it is a line coming directly from overmind inspiration. This particular line is coming directly from the overmind inspiration. This is one of the rarest occurrences in the poetic literature, where the inspiration comes straight from the overmind. And he says that this particular line comes from that, the one which I have been able to read. I'm not reading, but it is that which Shivananda has transcribed here in Savitri. And feel the touch of tears in mortal things. See again the rhythm here, the touch of tears in mortal things. See, the alliteration of T's and R's makes it very powerful also, see. The touch of tears in mortal. Everywhere I feel the touch of tears in mortality, everywhere is there. Even a stranger's anguish rends my heart. I feel so sorry for them. And this, oh Narad, is my beloved choice. See, the full human passion of the mother is coming out. The mortal things and the tear I feel everywhere. And you are talking about my daughter. How can I accept it? Please let me know, you see. Hide not from us our doom, if doom is ours. She is pleading him, let us know the doom. You have said, what use of giving the prevision to the one who is driven? She is pleading, yeah, please let us know at least. Yeah. Hide not from us our doom, if doom is ours. This is worst, an unknown face of fate. Unknown face of fate. Now, had Narad not hinted about these calamitous things happening in the life, she would not have even known that there was something unknown fate. But now that you have sort of said something of that kind, then this is really worse. You give the full truth. You are simply telling that something bad is going to happen. But let me know now what is that bad thing going to happen. I demand that. Had you not told the thing at all, then that question would not have arisen. You have blurted out something which is of an ominous nature. Now please come out and tell us full. I demand that full truth. This is what it amounts to, see. An unknown face of fate, in that sense, I cannot accept it all. A terra rominas, mute, felt more than seen. After having known that, definitely it is more painful, more piercing, you see. Behind our seat by day, our couch by night. If that there is, whether it is day or night, it will keep on piercing us all the while. A fate lurking in the shadow of our hearts. Because he has spoken indirectly, directly hinted, then definitely it is going to pierce. It is natural. If somebody has said something like that, and if I trust that man, then I will be constantly haunted by it. In the night, in the day, I will be constantly haunted. And anguish of the unseen that waits to strike. What poetry and what powerful language is here. To know is best, however hard to bear. However hard to bear. Now, this is the concluding statement of the Queen. You have spoken, hinted this thing, that thing, etc., etc. Therefore, I would demand the full knowledge of it. Let me know. To know is best. It may be hard, very difficult to bear it, but let me at least know what it is. Yeah. This is what she is demanding. It is a very perfect justification.
It looks like the mother is more interested to know what's happening than Savitri herself.
Savitri, stop.
Because Savitri, is the one who is most affected.
Yes.
But she doesn't ask any questions.
Yeah, but she, because this is a mother.
Yeah, but Savitri is a
Mother is more powerful. Savitri is in a dreamland of love and beauty and all that. She's, yeah, maybe, but no, no, but she has already said without knowing anything, this is done. She says already, this is done.
She could have said, all right, so it's done, but still, I want to know.
No, she is not worried about that. She doesn't care. She knows, she doesn't care. She knows if it is bad, I know how to fight it out.
He doesn't want to know.
No, if it is going to be bad, I will fight it out. She is basically, she is not emotional. She is not attached. She is firm in her resolve. So nothing is going to disturb her. Whereas this lady, she is definitely affected. She is very passionate. She is a mother.
But she's not affected directly.
She is affected. Definitely she is affected.
Indirectly she is affected.
That's not her psychology. For her, a calamity on herself is easier than on her daughter. That's what it says here.
But even
She's more affected by her daughters
than by her own.
In other words,
and that's why she jumps ahead. Even before her daughter has a chance to speak.
Yeah, she does something.
She is jumping ahead.
But she is a symbol. She represents humanity.
in a certain sense of speaking, this is an argument of the Queen for herself, not for her daughter.
Exactly, for herself.
Of course, she is emotionally disturbed.
Yeah.
She is emotionally disturbed, not for her daughter. She, in a certain sense, it is a very selfish kind of an argument.
Selfish and she has no
Of course,
trust.
yeah, in a certain sense.
But she has no trust.
In a certain sense.
She's human. She is a symbol of humanity.
That is how the tension of the story is built. He is going to unravel shortly.
Yes. Well, you know what he said?
Yes? What did you say?
It's a symbol of ladies and women.
Ja, men are simply down to it and suffer death.
Savitri has made it very clear. This is done.
The men have to die, and then we have to fight it out.
Yeah. So this is how she is insisting Narad to say something, and then Narad cried, piercing the mother's heart, you see, forcing to steal the will of Savitri. This is what is going to happen, forcing to steal, to make it firm. She has already willed it. But even if there is going to be something disastrous, it will be forced to steal.